Hey guys, what's up? Ben with Project Off-Road. We've got the 2021 first edition Ford Bronco with 38s on it. Want to show you the build so far and how these 38s are fitting on the Ford Bronco, so check it out. All right guys, so these are 38 by 13.5 inches wide on 20-inch black Rhino carbine wheels. These are Nitto Ridge Grapplers. So these were actually pretty hard to fit on the Bronco. This year at SEMA, I saw one on 38s and I thought it looked really good. So I knew that's what I wanted to do on this, and it turned out it's a way bigger pain to get these things to fit than I initially thought. So guys, I want to show you what I had to do to get these 38s to fit just for normal driving. If we take this thing off-road, there's no way this is going to work. But for right now, what we've been doing with it is working fine. Just a little bit of minor rubbing. But first thing is we had to cut these rock rails. I cut these back about 2 inches. They were out to about right there. And then this whole metal piece, I trimmed that back. Right here, inside, there's a giant kind of a plastic trim piece. I ground that all out. So that's probably about 1.5 inches thinner. So the tires actually do rub on this stuff. But so we're just barely rubbing right there. If the shock's fully compressed, we're gonna rub pretty good. That's why I say off-road, this thing's really not gonna do well right now. Let me show you the front here. So the front right here, we just barely clear when I turn these wheels, but if we've got any sort of compression on it, these are rubbing. Good thing is these pop off. What I'm gonna probably do is cut this back on the inside. This is gonna clear the whole time. It's just this area right here that it's rubbing. So I'm gonna cut that all out because I really like the look of this bumper. So another thing that I did to make these work was I put spacers on them. So just push them out just a little bit further. These are pushed out 1.25 inches, and then the wheels are -18 offset. So they've pushed out a little bit further than like a stock wheel. Let me show you what the stance looks like on this. So here you can kind of see the stance. It is really, really wide, which I really like that look. It gives it a really cool, aggressive look. A little better off-road as well. Here's a look at the back without the wide angle lens. You can kind of get an idea of how wide it actually is. Haven't put the spare on yet. Looking at some options for that right now. So in the back here, let me show you the back wheels. Didn't really have to do a lot of mods at all to make these work. At full compression, they are gonna rub in a couple places. I think right here on the inside, there may be a little bit of rubbing on that trim. And then back here on this trim piece as well. But other than that, the back was really easy to work with. So guys, I'm gonna fire this thing up and see what I'm talking about with some of the clearance issues for these 38s. Over here on this side, you can see we are rubbing right here. Back behind there is all kind of cut out, so you're pushed up against this trim, but there's still a little bit more room back behind there. It's just kind of hanging out, so not a huge factor. But as you can see, the tire diameter still is, extending out beyond this. So as this thing moves up, it's going to push up into that. So that's where we're at right now with these 38s. A little more trimming is going to be need to be done. So I want to show you the lift setup that we have so far. These are the King 2.5 fully adjustable bypass coilovers. You can see the reservoir right there. These just drop right in. These gave us about 2 inches, I think, from stock. I did have to do a little bit of trimming on the mounts that they sent them out with to make these 38s fit. I think they said they're good for 35, so if you have 37s, you might need to remount these somewhere or trim them like I did. All right, guys, here's the rear coilover setup. It looks really good. I love how they mounted these right here, so you can see the reservoir. Just looks really, really good. I love the blue anodized from King, but the backs were actually very, very easy to install. The fronts, however, are not the easiest. Ford has some bolts that are pressed into the shocks that are attached that extend down into the lower control arms. So trying to take those out, you actually have to remove the lower control arm or unhook it partially and push that down. I had to jump on it to push those down to actually get that coilover out, which is really kind of a pain in the butt. But not super easy to do in your own garage, but it can be done. If I can do it, you guys can for sure do it. Some other things that we added to this, just a couple of recovery shackles. These are kind of more for the look than anything. Soft shackles are the way to go these days. So we just threw on the rigid ditch light. I really like them. I'll put these on. Only taking it out once at night, but oh man, they were bright. Actually really easy to wire these things up. I've already got the mounts, which makes it really nice. The wiring's right here. I just had to run a wire across to the other side, and then they're already pre-wired to the accessory switch inside, which is really, really cool. So guys, here is the accessory switch. I've got the ditch lights wired up to accessory switch 2. All right, there you have it. Lights are on, and they are super bright. So guys, thanks for watching. That's all we have on the build so far. If you're interested in this, want to follow along, remember to subscribe. We've got a bunch more things we're doing to this. We're going to do fiberglass fender flares on this, 5-inch and then probably 8-inch. It'll push out almost as wide as these fenders are right now. Should look really, really good. Should give us a little more clearance. We're also going to lift this by about another inch. We're going to adjust those coilovers to raise it up. We've got a bunch of things going in the back that's going to be really cool. Probably a roof rack, maybe a tent for this thing, and vinyl wrap. Probably going to get rid of this bull bar. Let me know what you think, if we should get rid of that in the comments below. It's been a really fun build. We're going to take it out this summer and see how it does on the trail. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.